Hey, gang stars, welcome in. I'm your master cosmologist, the head cheerleader to the stars, back for my third message today. If you've watched the other ones, all 13 subscribers that I have, yay, you guys. I actually was fussing through some things and not really sure what was going on. I was super low energy, feeling the feels, feeling pretty disheartened and a lot of heartache and a lot of yucky feelings were being squeezed out. And it finally dawned on me what the heck is going on. I have been working with flower essences for the last year very consistently. And over the past little while, I've been called to work with sunflower and agrimony pretty predominantly. And the last couple days, I've been called to combine them, to synergize them. The sunflower, which is from Tree Frog Farm in Washington State on Lummi Island, I really love their stuff. Lummi Island has a special place in my heart. I used to live over there. Anyway, there are actually two tree frogs on my front door last night, and they just seemed like they were congratulating me, and it felt kind of like, oh, I don't know why you're congratulating me. Now I get it. The sunflower actually is individuation. It really gets you to be proud of exactly who you are and not feel like you need outside validation and kudos and anybody else to applaud you or encourage you or to feel like the outside world dictates the I am that I am. It really singles you out as this big blossom. Think big giant sunflower, right? And then agrimony, which this one's just a regular Bach essence that you can get pretty much anywhere with horrible lighting here. Anyway, it's for open communication, and it has ripped my throat chakra wide open. Things that I haven't been able to communicate clearly. I've been in my little confessional booth here, recording and posting on YouTube, almost like a testimony or a public square as a town crier, posting announcements, even though I've hardly got any subscribers and hardly anyone watches. For some reason, it's been like imperative that I announce it publicly. There's definitely something about illuminating the truth in public nowadays where we don't hide shit. Anyway, I've got two cards that were in the weekly forecast. For Saturday was the Empress and Sunday the Seven of Water. And what this is showing me is that we are remembering and rebirthing ourselves right now. Today, the Earth is at 13 degrees of Leo, which is coming back together, like this very tight bond. And I talked about a vice squeezing out any last remaining yucky old emotions, our heartache and pain, where we get this clarity with the Leo moon, where having taken all of the impurities and the pain and the suffering and everything out, we end up at the end of this moon transit, some of us, very few of us, crystal clear. And that crystal clarity is when you constellate and your stars pop like one of those puzzles when you're a kid and you stare at it and the picture suddenly pops out at you and you can't unsee it. That is the Seven of Water. I had said that you would finally pick your one thing, which is what you want to be when you grow up. When you are a fully developed adult soul, a fully matured soul, then and only then can you actually get your purpose, your purpose, your porpoise. And mine is like constellating right here, right now on camera, which is going to align anyone else watching in an array, because what this will do will send out a crystal clear beam to you as the viewer, and then you'll start pinging and constellating others because it's a domino effect. Like when I get it and it pops for me, it'll pop for you. Like I'm thinking of some very specific individuals that I know watch where I'm like, oh my gosh, I see them. I see them because I see me. One of the cards that I have sitting out on my desk is this sexual liberation card. So if you were to look at my chart, it screams sex ed teacher and it screams procreation specialist, genetic scientist, mating, the science of mating, and also a twin flame specialist and a matchmaker. Where what's going on right now is me really understanding that I've been working with the Goddess of Love Tarot, and it's a title. It's like an official, it's like a name badge. Just hi, my name is Goddess of Love. And I know how to make the most robust, healthy, I don't want to sound generic or cold, but breeding stock. This is, spoiler alert, this planet is a mating and breeding ground. We come here to fuck. We come here to reproduce. And we seed the planet from here. It's an incubator. And what we have going on right now is an STD, and it's infiltrated all the bodies, making us all very sick and produce sickly offspring. Not good genetic stock, not like this. So this energy is what I hold in my divine blueprint, which is a stallion. King raising, the strongest, most robust stallions. Instead of stalled lions, impotent breeding lions and lionesses. With these two cards, I've been getting lots of messages that the raves are coming. The children are coming is Tones and I. It's a song that keeps playing. And I'm hearing Let's Get Raving over and over in my head as I'm talking, actually. It's playing while I'm talking, which is kind of odd. I don't know if I've ever had an awareness that a song was playing. It's almost like I can hear two brains. Very, wow. Shit, something happened today. I evolved. I am using my feminine brain to channel the song, and I'm using my masculine yang brain to communicate to you simultaneously. Okay. Where are you going with this? I wanted to come on here and just say that we're remembering. We're remembering, we're not forgetting, and this is you constellating and picking that one thing because it's not confusing to you anymore. And there's also this remembering here. This is just a personal note, but I'll put it out there, is that when we are with our divine partner, we sing souls down from the stars. We remember their soul song. We remember their soul song, and that's how we draw them forth to migrate and portal into our womb space as women. So each child has a very special lullaby, a special star tune that they connect you to as their pre-arrival notification. They call you up ahead of time. My daughter called me up and prepared me for her arrival back in 2005. So personally, for me, what's going on right now is I'm realizing that I'm a sex education teacher, and that's my highest expression, goddess of love, you know, official job title. It's funny because no, I don't want to say anything nasty about anybody, but I'm just going to say it contextually. Men have always told me I need to get a job. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have a job. And they're like, you need to get a job. You need to get a job. You need to work. Like, oh my God, fucking shut up. Read the title. I work 24/7. I have never stopped working. There's not a moment in my life that I'm not working. Okay, rant over. All right, where are we going with this? We gotta tie up the message really tight here. I'm just super excited because the Leo moon is no longer bringing out heartache and heartbreak. It's bringing us into this preparation and readiness for the raves. So the raves are the rays of light, and they are inbound in the next wave of children that are ready to be birthed on this planet. And they will only come in an empress. They will only reside in an empress who knows how to prepare the nursery, prepare the womb properly, and to bring a child in safety, security, purity, love, and in a divine twin flame union where the parents will never divorce and never break up and never break the children's hearts and never produce children that are weak or suffering or diseased, because disease is caused by this STD that has infiltrated the planet here and getting in between couples. What I'm getting at here is we need to get ready because these kids are ready to come in. A lot of us have been channeling for a couple of years to hold raves or these worldwide parties, these worldwide festivals. These are mating dances. It's like a freaking high school dance, and it's where people happen to run into their twin flame. It's just a glorified high school dance. Everything is a derivative of something bigger macro cosmically. And the high school dance is just a little petri dish of this rave thing that we all are channeling and preparing for. It's the biggest high school dance ever, where this planet is graduating, the humans are graduating, they're becoming a galactic species, and they need to prepare to leave the nest. So there's going to be mating and pairing, and I'm not going to go into it over in too much depth here. I'm all excited because I should write my sex ed cosmology, how babies are made and how we procreate and see the universe. But I'm going to first ask this deck for a message directly from Sekhmet, because Sekhmet has been working with me for a year very intensely to prepare for the raves. And I feel like she wants to have a voice or have a say in this reading. And then I'm going to go with the Way of the Panda Tarot to pull a rave message. I highly encourage you to play Let's Get Raving if you have, well, you can Google it, obviously, but if you have Spotify, it's pretty easy to pull up. It feels as if that song is like the anthem to get ready. And then Vois Sur Ton Chemin, I think is the other song. Vois vous regardez. My French is not rolling off my tongue. Vois Sur Ton Chemin, I think is the other one. It's a techno rave song that holds the codes of the rays of light within it. And they are communicating with us to prepare us. So if you could play both of those, you would get the essence of A, the preparation for the party, and B, the quintessential vibe of the raves. You know. So essentially, this is happening for me right now with the moon going through Leo, where it's going to touch my north node. And we are going to work at, I was just going to say liberating the planet and getting rid of the STD. Her hair is the phantasmagoria, it's the phantom menace, where our suffering and our trauma and what we've gone through has exposed this vile thing that is causing us all to suffer. So we all have seen it. We can't unsee it. We all know it. We all have its energetic signature in us, and she's ready to do away with it, put it to bed permanently. Interesting because that's probably one of the most warrior-esque archetypes or cards in the tarot, the Queen of, yeah. Oh no, she's the King of Swords in this deck because she's the crone. Although it reads almost more like she's the like there should even be another archetype in there that's missing, which is a warrioress or a huntress. It feels like there could be a huntress card here, where these are on the prowl, and it's going to hunt down this disgustingness. Shall we just put it bluntly? One more message from Sekhmet directly. It just reads like pounce, okay? That's what I'm getting at with the Leo moon here, like pounce. Shut this shit down. Take it out. Ace of Cups. This is the divine union. This is the purity of what sex is meant to be. So the basics of my title, of my role, headmistress, head teacher, head sex ed teacher, is that you wait. You wait until you meet your twin flame. I pulled two rose cards. One was the lover and one was the flirt. And it only hit me after the reading where it was showing me that you flirt and you date until you know you're with the one. Like you can wait. One of the things that's the most interesting to me is that being celibate for 8 months now, 7, 8 months, 7, maybe 7 months. Yeah, 7 months-ish. Anyway, I was in a tizzy. I was like, I can't live without sex. It's like, wait a minute. When I was a child, I was celibate, right? So I knew I was kind of going through this re-parenting, re-growing up, rematuring, you know what I'm saying? Growing up all over again, reparenting myself and teaching myself the sex ed that my parents never taught me. This energy is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the ultimate condom because he teaches you about protection and not a condom. A condom isn't going to protect you from this phantom menace that enters and occupies your vessel. Once it's in there, it's in there. Your parents are supposed to teach you to wait, and it's not a prudish, religious, it's just good hygiene. It's just good health. It's just self-love. It's just proper respect of your vessel. The promiscuity is a program to allow this to fester and infiltrate everybody and to feed the matricy, the matrix that it's feeding. It's feeding a phantom menace matrix. Crash course in sex ed right here. I actually feel like there's one other card that wants to come from Sekhmet. Sekhmet is needing us to shut this shit down and go to war with it and to cut it out so that we have wombs that are ready to receive such pure beings, because they will not come into, they won't survive. What I learned over the last 7 months I got put back into the womb. I got put back into a chrysalis. I got put back into a nymph state. I got made to be an actual baby. And I had to mother myself without anyone else here to help care for me or look after me. I was all alone. And I learned how sensitive babies are. That when they're in the womb, they need peace and quiet. They need tranquility. They don't need you going to work and yelling and hustling. This is like literally the most down, chill time of your entire life is when you're pregnant and carrying a baby. And then once they're born, they're extremely sensitive and fragile. And we just toss them into this loud, noxious, polluted world with no concern that they're not fully fledged, fully developed adults that have grown an immune system, that have grown a tolerance to things. Loud noises are frightening and terrifying. And there's just a plethora of things that I learned in this state where it was like, holy shit, like we're damaging our children and we're screwing them up and we are instilling fear in their bodies right from the get-go instead of sheltering them and giving them proper space to acclimate to all of the stimuli in our world. Just going from the womb into a house with barking dogs, blaring TV, Wi-Fi, people spraying chemicals. It's too much. It's too much. And they get messed up right from the get-go because we don't understand. We don't have any knowledge or wisdom. We weren't taught these things. The ways have been lost. Seven of Pentacles. For the first 7 years of life, our children are extremely sensitive and they belong only with the parents. This is a Saturn square. Every 7 years, Saturn moves a quarter way around the zodiac wheel. For the first 7 years of life, an infant requires very careful nurturance, very tender. It requires really good care. And to not just be thrown into some bullshit. Some bullshit. Wow, I think that's really cool that the Seven of Pentacles came up with the Saturn on there to show me that because that's what I was thinking in my head while I was going through this process. So I was like, it's got to be something with the first Saturn click. Until 7, the children have to be with the parents in the home, not shuttling off to preschool at age 3. There's so much here. Okay. Apparently I'm supposed to write a book, which is what to expect when you're expecting the evolved soul version, the special edition. Thanks for hanging in there with this. Processing. This constellating that's going on here. It matters to not just me because everybody has a different role to play in this. Doesn't even have to be directly related to children or infants or pregnancy or any of that, not by any stretch. All right, so this card is a rave message. I've got the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is like the epitome of good care. It's an investment. It's an investment. It's such an investment and a privilege to get to raise another living soul. It's not a flippant thing. It's not a, oh, hook up with my high school boyfriend because my parents didn't teach me to wait. And then I become pregnant at 16 and then I don't have financial support because the guy runs off. Like, this is a whole different way of thinking about procreating on the planet, where I'm almost hearing too, like, you don't even have another child for the first 7 years of the other baby's life because they require one-on-one care. They require all of your attention, all of your focus, and it would be divided if you had another child too soon. They are the primary focus of both parents for 7 years. This is a really big deal. So what this Ten of Pentacles card is telling me is that this is a long-term investment. You choosing to do this is legacy. This is your legacy that you're investing in. Like I said, it's not just something you, oops, I got knocked up. Oops, I did it again. You know, all right, I won't go channeling all of the procreation codes right now. What I'm mostly getting as the raves, what they'd like me to communicate is they need to be received in quality. Like, the quality of the earth has to be 10 of Pentacles for them. It can't be the water's got fluoride in it and the atmosphere has sky farts and there's Wi-Fi signals bombarding their bodies. It's the highest, most premium. Think 7 of Pentacles maxed out to a 10. That's the kind of care they're asking for. To treat it as an investment, to treat it like the biggest like the most dedicated you could ever be, the most invested, fully invested. Both parents have to be fully invested. This is all about legacy and investment, is what they're telling me. Anything else? I actually feel like she is holding 𝗪𝗏𝗪. 𝗪𝗏𝗪 is 3 degrees of Pisces, and to me, it's university. It's like where we all got our soul education to be stewards and to even have the responsibilities that we have here for Earth School, you know, if we could look at it that way. Where this is your like diploma that you earned, and you are finally going to remember. You're going to remember the degree that you earned, your own nature. From the raves, I gotta concentrate. But like, pay attention. Okay, yes. I heard them tell me to pay attention. Like, I wasn't focusing on the cards and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And so I was not giving it all my focus, which is this. This is dedicated, long-term focus. And as I said that, they gave me the 10 of Swords, which means without 10 of Pentacles parenting, without that kind of dedication, they will get injured. They are susceptible to death. They will not, they'll be failure to thrive. It's interesting that he has feathers coming off of him, as if like we never learn to fly when we don't have this level of parenting. We're meant to fly, we're meant to develop our wings, and without parents that are dedicated for the whole process, you never get off the ground. You never get off the ground. So that's why we've all had to back up and reparent ourselves and rebirth ourselves. There's a mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall. There's a mirror on the floor here too, where the individual is very damaged by lack of attention, and it left to develop without proper attention. All children grow up seeking attention and looking for it in others instead of giving it to themselves. They look for it externally because they had a broken childhood where they weren't the sole focus of their parents. And ta-da! You just watched a soul get constellated right before your very eyes. They don't want me to end it on that note. Oh, a card just stuck to the desk. Ah, the world! And he's playing a flute. It's a Pied Piper energy where what I'm getting is, how do I even want to put this? It's like they're being summoned here now, and we're not prepared. Like we have to get ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. For the time is drawing near. Yeah, that's Rising Appalachia. It doesn't feel like it's any second now imminent, but it's telling me that it's imminent. It's the Birdman is Pied Pipering, calling them in. The storks are en route. The storks are en route. I was seeing eggs and sperm, eggs and sperm. And I was, yeah, okay. I'll just suffice it to say that they're coming and we're not ready, and we have to get ready by cleaning up the planet and cleaning up our own vessels in this sexual liberation of the world, which frees this world up once and for all from this phantom menace, polluted, yucky juju, nasty STD, and I don't mean disease, although it causes dis-ease. I do mean demon. All right. You were edumacated today. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get Raven. Play it.